All right, everybody, welcome to the Contractor Sales Academy podcast. Today, it's just Steve and I because Derek's out like buying a toy or something, isn't he? What's he doing?
I think he's buying a boat,
Nice.
and he's kicking ass so much in business, he can probably afford a big boat too.
Yeah, he can. Well, that's good. He's out. I saw a video of him the other day. Him and Ben were on the lake or something. That was cool, or a picture. So that's good shit. So anyway, you guys are all stuck with Steve and I today, and we were just shooting the shit before we hit record here of how lack of discipline is killing so many contractors, like killing their bank accounts, increasing their stress level. And we had just gotten on that topic, and you're like, dude, you should hit record. So here we are.
It's funny, and Derek used to be that. Derek, when we started the CSA, the Contractor Sales Academy, it was just Tom and I. Derek came along 4 years later, I think. He's been our partner for just a couple of years now, but he was that broke contractor. He joined our group, and he basically went from being undisciplined to very disciplined. He now has processes for everything. And guess what? He went from broke to now buying a big ass boat today.
Yeah. So this discipline, why do you think this is such an issue with guys? And let me be clear on discipline. To me, discipline is just doing the shit that you're supposed to do, right? Like, let's just keep it as simple as we can. And so many guys allow themselves to not. They choose not to. So why do you think that is?
Well, I think there's two things. One, they don't know exactly what to do, but let's assume they do. They choose not to do it. You know why? Let me put it like this. If I promised you, Tom, I would do something for you and I let you down, I would feel like shit.
Yep.
And there's really very little chance I would ever let you down, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, I got your back and you got my back when it really counts. But when you promise yourself in business, particularly, that you're going to do all the shit like QuickBooks and add up your numbers and those kinds of things, and then you break a promise to yourself because no one else is around to watch you except you.
Yeah.
You don't even have your own goddamn back.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, you will protect another human being on this planet, but you won't even protect your own self.
Yep.
You lack personal integrity to fucking stand up and do what you told yourself you could do. And for some reason, we have no problem letting ourselves down daily, multiple times daily.
Yeah. You hit the snooze,
anybody else on the
with the
planet.
snooze button, right? You start with the snooze. I didn't get up when I said I was going to get up. And then it starts with, then you decide to not work out or whatever it is. Or, you had time planned to, job cost last week's job, but something else came up instead. So you blow off that commitment. I rarely talk to somebody who doesn't know what to do. Like when I'm coaching people and stuff, I'm in the habit of somebody's like, this is this, blah, blah, blah. And I go, what do you think you should do? Well, I know I should be doing this. I know I should be doing that. And like you said, they're just choosing not to. They're not honoring the commitment they made to themselves. And that erodes your confidence too. Like it just puts you in the tank.
So let me ask you a question. And I'm going to ask this to you, Tom, but I'm really asking to anybody listening. What if someone called you a liar? How would you feel? Like, what would be, I said, Tom, you're a goddamn liar.
Yeah.
What is the thought that goes through your head?
Well, first one's fuck you.
Yes, the defensive, correct?
Hurt, disappointed that somehow I'm communicating that. All these things are coming to my mind right now.
What if you knew it was true? You got caught in a bold-faced lie, and I said, Tom,
Yeah.
you fucking liar. What would be your thought, and then what emotion would that trigger in you?
Well, I'm exposed. Then I'm exposed. Yep. I'm defensive. I'm pointing everything but me. I'm making excuses because the light is on me, man. And there's no way out, and I'm looking for a way out.
but in your heart of hearts, you just got busted for being a liar.
Yep.
What emotion? You can't explain it away. You got busted. What emotion is
Shamed.
in your gut?
I'm ashamed.
Your shame.
Yep.
Shame.
Yep.
Ashamed of yourself.
Yep.
And because and you now we all, you and me, we lie to ourselves all the time. I'm not going to eat any more Twinkies. I'm not drinking anymore. I am going to go to the gym. I am going to get up early. I am going to not go to bed until I caught every lead back. But we lie to ourselves. Have you ever, and this is actually a tough real life question. Do you think the average person self shames themselves because they constantly lie to themselves and they know it's the truth?
Yeah, but I don't know if we do it consciously.
You know what? It almost to me don't matter if you actually if your gut of guts has the emotion of shame, self shame.
Hmm.
That's a horrible, horrible
Yep.
place to be.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think we've developed the habit throughout our life of breaking promises to ourselves that we don't even recognize what it is anymore. You know, it becomes such a habit that if you're not having a conversation like you and I are, if you're not in an environment where people around you are calling you higher and you're calling them higher and you're being real about shit, I think most people just go about their lives and um, the shame comes out in insecurity and things like that, that they might call it, but they don't really know what the root is. And the root's that they're not fulfilling the promise they made to themselves.
So this reminds me of there were two guys that felt shame and they got together and they said, we can't be the only two guys that feel this kind of pain all the time. So let's find other people that have the same pain as us, put them all in a room. And that turned out to be AA,
Wow.
one of the largest groups in the world. And this is now, as a contractor, we are messing up and we know we're up. So let me do this. Let me go find a group of other people that can actually admit to themselves that I'm screwing everything up and see if we can't go to a place all together where we can figure this shit out. And there's a place, it's called the Bridge.
There is.
And when you come into the Bridge, you have to admit, because you're going to be called out, you have to admit that what you've been doing so far has not worked out.
Mm-hmm.
If you tell me, or you tell the people in the Bridge, well, yeah, it's working out, they'd be like, then why the hell did you join our group?
Right.
Our group are for people that want to find out how to actually run this thing called business so they can make money, get their time back, just enjoy their life, just so they don't have to self shame themselves all the time.
Yeah.
And it's the truth. I, I will tell you, the folks that come in, and as you like to say in the contractor fight, own your crap. Be honest. Own your
Uh-huh.
crap. I suck at this. I suck at this. I'm really good at swinging hammer. I'm really good at stroking a brush of paint on the wall. I'm really good at whatever I do. But these other areas, God, I suck.
Mm-hmm.
And let me get with a group of people who probably suck in the same way I do, and let's learn how to do this thing the right way. And that's what the Bridge is all about.
Yep.
When you get there,
So let's do a 20,000 foot flyover of the bridge. You know, we get asked this a lot. People are like, "Hey, what's going on in there? What is it?" Um, you know, and way back when we kind of named it, you know, it's a program of the Contractor Sales Academy. We have some other things that we do to help people. You know, we do workshops and stuff like that. And this program is called the Bridge because it's really what's a bridge used for, right? It gets you from a point to another point over like danger or something that you can't really cross easily or whatever. And so that's kind of where that came from. What's your take? How would you describe when somebody goes, Steve, what's this bridge thing about? Before you're behind the curtain, how do you explain that to somebody?
So here's what happens when you get into the bridge. You come in, everybody welcomes you in, and this we're talking about on a big Facebook page with like 180 members currently, and you get welcomed into the group. And the first thing you have to do is tell us a bit about yourself.
Yep.
This is who I am, and these are my struggles. Okay. Then from there, you immediately sign up on our black belt
Track.
tracker, and
Yep.
we have different color belts, and you have to immediately start role playing, because the first thing you're taught is to actually how to do the 5-step Shin Fu practice. And when you practice, you are actually role playing with other members. You'll come in, and the highest level we have in our members are the black belts. Those are people that have done 200 plus role plays. So you'll start off with our experts, and they will train you the words to use, how to talk to someone, how to have that phone conversation so you actually go pick up that deposit check. That's number one, is this belt tracker. Okay. And everybody's watching you, and you're watching everybody else. We share our successes, our failures, and all of it right there openly on this page. That's number one. Number two, we have a welcoming webinar that you do with Lindsay, Tom.
Yep.
And you make sure everybody knows what to do, where you should go, how it all works, how you can maximize your experience in the bridge. Is that about it?
Yeah. In fact, I'll give everybody a flyby on that real quick. So we do every Tuesday, we do an onboarding just call where we welcome people. And part of that you touched on, we break your first 30 days into kind of a weekly checklist. And, that first week is about introducing yourself and some other things like that. And then we also encourage you to get on the onboarding call. The second week's all about going after your first belt and so on. Your third week is about doing a post and sharing, it's all, I won't get into the weeds with it here, but it's all about helping you get engaged and see that you're not alone, that you're in this with other people that are there to help you. We go over the calendar and some things like that. So our monthly template calendar, if I'm just looking at it right now, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's never less than 11 training calls a month that people can jump on and get involved. And on those calls, you and I run a call to kick off the month. Derek runs his role plays with Derek call, and sometimes he goes live with a customer, and you'll hear our process in action. Tim and Greg alternate Thursdays. They run a call, which is what I believe is really the rubber hitting the road, where members will jump on and role play live with other members in front of 50, 70, 80 other contractors, and then get critiqued. You talk about, and some of you might listen to this right now be going, hell no, I ain't doing that. Because it takes guts. And but I think what we've done well, Lindsay and I were talking about earlier today, what we've done really well is we've made this a safe place, where you could come in and nobody's shaming you, nobody's making you feel like shit if you suck, because we all know that we all sucked at some point. And that's what I'm probably really proud of, is just the fact that there's that, I don't see any judgment in here. I don't see anybody posturing to try to be cooler than they are. It's truly a helpful environment.
So these training videos, webinars that we do, they're very specific. Some are strictly for training you how to do the Shin Fu, the pre-qualification call. Some, like Tom and I, we will talk to you about mindset. In other words, what do you got to be thinking between the ears, okay, to actually be successful? I mean, if you don't truly feel like you're successful, then you're not going to be successful. some of the webinars, we have this thing called Wednesdays Unleashed, where we talk about a various amount of topics. The latest one we've been on for about a month now is basically the different mindset between how the wealthy think and how poor people think. And this
Yeah.
is a lot of it, because a lot of us, when we come into this group, we think like poor people. And
Mhm.
so our goal is to get you to actually believe in yourself and start thinking like a rich person. One of the cocktails, another training webinar, is two of our sales trainers who are our top sales trainers. They role play back and forth, and then of course they'll bring on once a week. They'll each bring on black belts. So you'll see here black belts role play live with a white belt, someone who has no belts. So you're going to get a wide range of topics that you can actually hear, and they're all recorded. So if you can't make them live, you can listen to them on your truck on the way home at night, for instance.
So another question we get a lot, people jump in this thing, is how much time do I really have to give it? How would you answer that?
Whew, you're going to have to give up a couple hours a week. You really are at a minimum. But you know what? Most people that put in a couple of hours a week can gain 20 hours a week of windshield time they're no longer using. So
Yeah, not
net
only
net,
the time,
you'll
but
have a
shit up until 11 o'clock at night and revising bids and all that other bullshit. Yeah, so I would agree. I think that couple hours a week, when you're serious about it, the net result is you're up 15 to 20 hours on the positive side a week.
Yep. But mostly what happens to people, they come in for the sales, they stick around because they're saving all this time. Then they find out quickly that this is really a life coaching
Yeah.
situation. Their lives turn all the way around. And here's the ultimate statement that I believe is made by virtually all of us. Once you get in and engage, you will one day make this statement too, that I am closer to and can say more things to the people in the bridge than I can to my family at home,
Mm-hmm.
because I can open up and talk in a place that comes with no judgment. I mean, think about it. If you speak to your spouse, can you speak openly without judgment from your spouse,
Right.
from your family, from your friends outside of the group? But when you walk into this safe space, there is no judgment. And so this will be the place you get to go and really open up and get everything you want off your chest.
Damn, Steve, I just want to learn how to sell more.
Well, that's where, you know what? That's where it starts.
Right?
You know,
Yeah.
I think when someone joins a Facebook group, the average person hangs around only like a couple of months, maybe.
Yeah.
And they stay month in, a month out at the bridge because they're learning about life. It all starts with the sales, but then it quickly turns into something that is such a positive force in their life. They don't want to leave.
Yeah, I'm blown away by the number of comments and posts that we see about, holy crap, I had no idea this process would help me strengthen a relationship or their marriage, or mend a relationship with a kid. Just because they learn, because really the crux of what we're teaching you guys, teaching people in here, is how to communicate. And it starts with how to not be part of the typical contractor sales process, which is run out, people get 3 bids, they compare your bids, you're part of the cattle call, waste a bunch of time on people who are never going to be your customer. That's what this all started with. We just happen to have this process that's these 5 steps that are rooted in just being a great communicator and leveling up those skills. Well, when you do that and you're serious about it, just in the business sense, it's going to trickle over to other areas of your life. And that's like we've talked before, that's been the biggest surprise for me, is how it's trickled and flowed in many ways into other areas. So,
Yep. A lot of people said this should have been named the Contractor Life Academy.
yeah,
Except if we call it that, Tom, that would scare the shit out of most people. They would never join.
that's right.
So
Well, good stuff.
how do they sign up for this if they want to actually check it out?
And go to contractorsalesacademy.com and you're there. There's a button that says join the bridge and you're in. Pretty simple. And then you get a series of emails telling you how to connect into the group. You'll get instructions on the onboarding call and all that other stuff. And got a great team of people there as a resource to help welcome you on and walk you through those first few weeks. So
if you want a life-changing experience, join the club.
There you go. Well, good chatting today, man. Guys, appreciate you hanging out. We, as you know, if you've listened to this, we don't do any advertisements. We don't do anything like that. So if you can give us a review and help us grow the podcast, that'd be great. Help more contractors. We literally spend thousands of dollars a month producing this thing and putting it out to the world and delivering stuff to help people. So we would love a review and also for you to share it with somebody you know who could use it. So anyway, appreciate you guys. Steve, have an awesome day.
Later, Tom.
See you later.